Hey guys, so I'm just doing a quick recap from last night's Zoom call, where we trained on enrollment. Unfortunately, I made the mistake of not hitting record, so I would love for you all that did not get on to be able to kind of have a recap for enrolling, since the trip is coming. And I would love to see you all on that trip. So, first of all, I'm super excited about Cancun. What I expressed on the call was, if you've never been on a Plexus trip, this trip is awesome. They pull out all the stops. I mean, when you walk in, you'll see Plexus stuff everywhere. They are immediately giving you swag. You go into your room and it's just, there's something on the bed. And you're given champagne when you step onto the resort, or orange juice, depending on if you drink or not. And then the parties are just awesome, and the food, and it's just so cool that they reward us for our hard work in this way. It feels like a dream. It really does. So I want you to get excited. I'm so excited. But like I said, we're going to talk about enrollments, and what I cannot stress enough is that this is not just numbers. Yes, I want you to get to Cancun, but what I want more for you is to build a healthy business. And I told this story last night. If I could go back in time, I would. I heard people say, this is about people, not about numbers. But I, in the beginning, could only see numbers and goals because of things like trips or prizes or whatever. And had I done it the right way, I'd be a lot further by now. I'm a lot further. And that is by seeing every single person as somebody whose life I want to change, get them results. And then once they get results, they can't help but share. By treating someone like a number, you get them started. You might not necessarily care as much about their results. You're just on to signing up the next person. Sure, you might check in and say, hey, how's it going? But are you really caring about them? Are you really making sure that they don't give up on themselves, because you won't give up on them? And then you have a really, really, really healthy customer base that, because they have results, they'll then want to share. And not only do you have a customer, but now you have a business builder. So that is so, so important. And I wish I would have heard that from the beginning, because my business would look a lot different today. Please learn from me. All right, so why enrolling matters. Every enrollment equals a life impacted, whether it's health or just hope. My health was changed, but the hope afterwards, as being someone who was home with her kids and every day felt like Groundhog Day, the community and purpose that I have from this business now, this gave me so much hope. And then freedom. I made no money. I was a stay-at-home mom. I used to be like, Neil, can I swipe the card at Target and get a candle? Now I'm free to swipe the card if I want to. And we want other people to have that freedom too. So, and then obviously serving people well helps us live with a greater purpose. So enrolling matters, because you can't serve people if you don't have customers, and you want purpose in life. That's what we're here for. So I had them grab a pen and a piece of paper and start with a list to jog their memory and keep on their desk or their notebook or wherever, in a place that they can see it every day, so that it jogs their memory of people. So the first one is who you're going to connect with. Your warm market, obviously. That's your friends. That's your family. That's your neighbors. That's your homeschool group. That's your church groups. The next one is social media. That's your story watchers, your commenters, your consistent likers. Number 3 are your customers. This is huge. Customers are huge. You need to reach out to your current or former customers, because check-ins lead to reorders, because you're checking in on them, you're keeping them on the products, you're getting them results, and then that can lead to referrals. And this is what I was sharing with them, how personally just last month that happened with me, because I have current customers that are getting really great results, that have been customers for about 2 years, that don't want to do the business, but because they have such great results and I consistently checked in on them, They were happy to do a shout out post for me. And what that is they make a post on their Facebook and they tag me in it. So they put a picture of whether it's a picture of their face holding their pink drink or their hand without their face in it holding their pink drink. And I have offered to do the picture. I have offered to write the post up for them because I know their results, and asked if they want to tweak anything. So I give them pretty much no excuse to not post it for me and just say, hey, I know you have such great results. There's other people who need this too. I know you don't want to do the business, but would you be open if I even wrote up the post for you? And I can even take the picture for you where I'm holding my pink drink and make it look like your hand. I prefer it to be in your kitchen so that the people know you know it's coming from you, but I can go as far as even doing a picture for you. Would you post this post that I write up for you on your page with this picture and just tell them how much these products have helped, and that you would, if they're interested, you would connect them with me. This happened last month with 2 people. And not only was it great because it connected me with people that I would have never been able to connect with before. I didn't know them and they ordered. The second thing was it was like proof, like social proof on my Facebook that I have happy customers that have been on this product. And I'm not posting their testimony. They're posting their testimony and it's on my Facebook page because they tagged me in it. That's social proof right there that if anyone's watching, they're like, oh, wow, it's not her just saying it. There's other people. She actually has customers that this is helping that aren't selling it. They're just doing it for her because the products helped. And then the third thing I was saying is that it actually helps them. Say their biggest fear was posting about it and it being a complete flop. By making it a referral post, it takes all the fear away because it has nothing to do with them and it's just to help me, not them. And they post and they see, oh my gosh, this is getting a lot of engagement. Maybe I would be good at this. And now I've just overcome the fear of posting about it. Maybe I'll share. And that's happened before too. So and then who also to connect with is people with needs. If we're really in it for people, then our ears and our eyes will be open. You don't know how many times I've seen people post about migraines on social media that I've been able to reach out to. How many times I see people in their stories holding up an energy drink saying like, need this today. And then I'm able to talk to them about active and showing them that the Celsius that they're holding up doesn't compare because we have the comparison graphics to the health drink that I can offer them that's actually healthy for them, that gives them healthy, clean energy. Then community, sports teams, co-ops, gyms, book clubs, events, anything that you're involved in, that's who you're connecting with. And then old connections. Think about former coworkers, classmates, and just reconnect with them naturally. So the next thing, there's your list of who to connect with. The next thing is how to connect. Lead with the relationship most of the time, unless, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, unless it's a story watcher, a commenter, or a liker. And you still, in some way, kind of want to always, it's all about the relationship. But in these cases, you can be bold where it has to do with the social media. But always lead with the relationship when you're checking in with former coworkers, classmates, people from your community, even former customers. So you're going to say something like, hey, how are you doing these days? Start there. They start talking to you and they might say like, oh, running all around with my kids and it's a lot, it's rewarding, it's a lot of fun, but it's a lot. Totally get that. I was in that same place. Hey, is it tough for you with like energy and stuff like that? Like, how's your energy? It sounds like you're really busy. It's natural. Then you can share your story. I was exactly where you were. I was running around, running myself ragged, exhausted, feeling like I needed coffee just to get to 2:00. And then I wanted to nap. And I found something that gives me all day energy without any jitters. Would you be open to hearing more? Boom, you started with relationship and was able to go into your products. It's it's always about sharing your story. Make sure whenever you're talking to someone, you are sharing your story authentically. Keep it personal, simple, relatable. Don't just say, hey, would you be interested in hearing? Here's the graphic. Let's go. Like, no, like, share your story, build belief in them, what it's done for you, your testimony. That's only going to make their belief stronger in the products when they get started. Also, how to connect. Use voice or video as much as possible. Like if I can 100% of the time use voice message, I say do it. Unless you're in like a library and it's the only time you have to work that day and it's really quiet and you can't leave it. But when someone hears your sincere voice, your true testimony, and they can tell you really want to help, as opposed to like a spammy script message that they've gotten a million times from other people, it's totally different. It's refreshing. And I can tell you the amount of no's for the script messages as compared to the voice messages, people are so reluctant to respond to those text messages. And they're so much more open to responding to voice messages because they feel the connection and that you really care. And then I said, lastly, before you connect, if you're a praying girl or a praying woman, I have really started to implement this, and I owe this to my sister-in-law, Jen. Like, whisper a quick prayer before you reach out to a person. Like, God, you know them, you know what they're struggling with, you know what they need. Please soften their hearts towards these products or this opportunity or whatever it may be that you're, trying to talk to them about. And so that they're open to hear from me, but also let me hear what they're saying. And prayer is powerful. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Pray before you reach out. And then I want to talk about how to connect with stories. This is super powerful. This is how I built my business, is using stories, not just my stories, but their stories too. So I posted my stories almost every single day. So if you are watching my stories, you know that I talk about plexus all the time. And that to me says you just walked into my store. And when you walk into a store, people are like, hey, is there anything I can help you with today? Right? I don't see that as a cold call, as they would call it. I say that's a warm market. That's somebody that knows what I'm doing, has seen what I'm talking about, has seen what I've been doing, and they keep watching my stories for a reason. And so that mindset alone really helps me to be bold and say, hey, I know you watch my stories here and there, and I talk a lot about these products that have helped me with my energy and my stress and my sleep and my skin. And I really love helping other mamas. Would you be open to hearing a little bit more? Again, that's a voice message. It's a voice message. It's a voice message. Because they can hear how much it's helped me when I say that. And that is like a way that I can boldly reach out because I know they've seen what I do. It's not like it's somebody that I'm just reaching out to from my friends list that may not have. And then I love using their stories. So I go up and I watch stories and I'll start a conversation from their stories and lead with relationship. Kind of like I was just explaining earlier, where it's kind of like, oh my gosh, it's a picture of their kids and their stories or whatever. Oh my gosh, your kids are so cute. How's motherhood? And then, they'll say like, oh, I love it. Yeah, my kids are so dear. And use a voice message like, oh my gosh, I just saw the pictures of your kids. They're so cute. How's motherhood going for you? Like, so rewarding, right? Something like that. And then they will respond and say like, yeah, so rewarding, but so, so much. Hardest work I've ever done. That's what a lot of people say. It so is. I love that, like, I have found something that's helped me with my energy and things like that. How's your energy? Have you ever noticed or seen any of the posts that I post about? That's what's really helped me. They've already responded once. So we're in a conversation. They're probably going to respond back because they're like, oh crap, like I'm in a conversation with her. So, use their stories to connect relationally. And you don't even have to go into that right away, that quick. I actually would suggest pushing it back a little further, but I'm just trying to give you an example of how to use their stories to start a conversation that can lead to that. And then consistent habits. This is huge, okay? If we think about this like trying to build a snowman, when you first start out with the snow, it seems like for a while, you're not really building anything. And as soon as it starts to really go, all of a sudden you have this huge, huge base for your snowman, right? But at first it seems like so hard and so small. And the consistency of continuing to roll it leads to something a lot bigger. And I can always tell in my own business where there have been seasons where, like, once I started and kept going, that initially there wasn't a lot of interaction and response, but the seeds that I planted back here as I kept going, further, then all of a sudden, all these people started saying yes. And it's because of all the work I did leading up to that. So, and then there are seasons where, like, I'll push the brakes a little bit because of the season that I'm in. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, like nothing's happening. And then I start reaching out a lot again. And I'm like, I'm reaching out. Like, why are people not responding to me? I feel like I'm reaching out a lot and nothing's happening. And then I have to remember, like, you've only been reaching out for a few weeks. Again, you stopped for a few weeks. It's going to take time to build that momentum up again to where you're going to see the fruit from that. So please keep that in mind and don't give up too quick, because it's so easy to start reaching out again and be like, oh, it's not working. And really, we needed to get to here to see all the fruit. So don't give up. Stay consistent. So with this contest in mind, I would say it's really important to set a goal for yourself. I say 5 to 7 new reach outs a day. They all don't have to be Plexus related. You could do 2 bold reach outs from your stories from people watching. And then the other 3 can be like in their stories, like, oh my gosh, your little girl's so cute. How are you liking motherhood? Or motherhood is so good, isn't it? Or whatever it is. That can be a new reach out. And then you want to track everything. I have notebooks upon notebooks where I have tracked every name that I have reached out to, whether it be bold or just a conversation, so that in a few days I can follow up with 3 to 4 people from the week and continue the conversation and possibly get someone set up with a cart. And then I suggest sharing one story at least every week, whether it's personal, customer, or teammate. Share a story authentically, whether it be on your Facebook page, your Instagram page, or your stories, because testimonies are what make people say yes, is hearing stories. It's our stories that change lives. And then check in with 2 customers every day. It's so important because, like I said, check-ins can lead to reorders and referrals. And back to tracking everything. I have gone back to old lists from a year ago and seen people off of that list and been like, oh, I'm going to reach out to her. She didn't say yes yet. And I've gotten enrollments from that. And that's really important to have these lists to go to, especially if you're in a month where you're so close to ranking up. You have all these lists of people that you can go back to, whether they were customers, no's. These are people and names that you have. It's like a treasure chest of people to connect with and have conversations with. And then the last thing is mindset. We can't leave mindset out of this because 80% of this business is mindset, and people can feel your energy. People know when I am just doing it to do it, or if I'm really doing it because I'm excited and I want to share these products with them. And they can tell the same for you. And I can tell you, I get a lot more yeses when I'm excited and I want to share these products and I'm feeling passionate, as opposed to when I'm just doing it to do it. So I said, I have a ton of people that you can put in your ears. If your mindset isn't great, I can give you a list of people to listen to that will help you with your mindset. And then these are just a couple things to remember to keep your mindset on track is rejection isn't failure. It's not yet. The amount of no's that I've gotten before they went from no to not yet to yes. And it has happened over and over and over again. Guys, the fortune is in the follow-up. I said, people say planting seeds. I like to say it's like depositing it into an account. Every time you touch base with them, you're just depositing into the account until they finally say, okay, it's a yes. So the action challenge that I gave everybody last night was write down 10 names and then reach out to 5 of them today. And then the other 5 tomorrow or Monday, whenever you start working again. And then I said, share one authentic story this week in your stories. Show your face. Show your face. People love to see your face and know that like your heart is in it, and that you're being authentic. So just remember, guys, every single message matters. It's a deposit into the account until you get to be on this journey with them. It's about love, not numbers. It's about people. I wish I would have seen it that way a lot sooner. But I hope this is encouraging, and I hope we're all together in Cancun, getting out of the cold weather when we're here in Pennsylvania in February. So have a great weekend.